Tom Okahara was innocently inspecting some gloves when suddenly this happened. What is this place? How did he get here? And why is he filming it with his phone? Some things we'll never know the answer to, but I do know what this map is. To view it, like he's doing right here, you just press escape while in the Premiere Mode's map selection stage. And you can visit the map normally too. Simply open the console and type map lobby_map veto and you'll be placed in a black room with 4 bots who have no idea where they are or what they're doing there. Poor them. Enabling cheats and going into noclip will allow you to explore this unusual map. Normally it's full of scripted events to control your camera movement and to allow this map to behave as a map selection screen for Premiere's competitive mode, which you can avoid for as long as it remains in warm-up mode. So just use the console command mp warmup pause timer 1 and you'll be free to explore to your heart's content. Here is an overview of the entire map and all of its secrets. So down here you can see the 5 warm-up lobbies that you've likely fought in before. This room shares similarities with the war room from the movie Dr. Strangelove. Similarities like the wall of TV screens, the multiple telephones, and Dr. Strangelove's wheelchair that's just here. And the fact that some people don't fight in the war room. But you've already been there. What's more interesting are the other 5 rooms contained within this map. These 2 are where the players first spawn and they're just big black rooms. There's this one in the middle which Valve has used to put all of the programming to make this map work the way it does. And last you have these 2 rooms, which are the interesting ones. Depending on whether you start as CT or T, you'll see a blurry version of one of these rooms, as Premiere's doing its thing in the foreground. But it's still cool to be able to venture about them, as Valve has bothered to make them properly themed for both sides. For instance, terrorists are in some dodgy basement somewhere planning their evil deeds. Cardboard sort of blocks out the windows, and there are crates of equipment stacked in the corner, and this guy sat next to it, with a phone placed right next to him. This person's setting up the bombs in some way. Yup, bombs. They're not silly enough to go in with just one of these things. This guy's inspecting all of their weapons and ammunition, though I suspect his main job is to keep all of their outfits clean, judging from these multiple washing machines over here. There's some lovely world building going on, with a load of half-eaten fast food on the table. They may be naughty, naughty terrorists, but they still have time to chow down some pizzas and to get the bloodstains out of their clothes. And lastly, these 2 terrorists are inspecting blueprints of what I assume is their target. But what is it? When I inspected the map file, this prop was called Cement Plant. So I took a trip to the Cement Plant, which is one of CSGO's older co-op missions, and discovered it right here. And as I approached, some bloke putting on a fake British accent explained what it is.
These are blueprints for one of Kriegel's rail yards. Why would he target one of his own trains? What's he moving?
And I'm rather ashamed to admit, even with those pretty heavy hints, it still took me a while to figure out that this was a map of D-Train, but sort of flipped about to an angle that I'm not used to seeing it at, and with the undercover bits shaded out. So there you have it. That's what the terrorists are planning. Meanwhile, the CT room looks a bit different. It's much more professional, and with no weak points like windows to speak of. Of the 5 CTs in this room, 3 are inspecting the equipment. Fun fact, almost every weapon in this map is a prop that cannot be picked up, apart from this UMP-45 for some reason, which can be picked up by the player. The final 2 CTs are sat watching this rather snazzy looking slideshow, which shows images from the same map that is plastered on this whiteboard here. These are from the more recent Autumn Harvest co-op campaign, so unfortunately it seems like the Ts and CTs are going to different places and probably won't run into each other. I do appreciate all this world building that Valve does, for what could very easily have been just a blurry background for a map selection screen, although it doesn't seem like they built it all from scratch. Indeed, the CT place literally is the place from the start of the Autumn Harvest mission. Only if you load it up for that mission, the exit room is open, leading to the surface and to a military base of some kind. So that's where the CTs are operating from. But the terrorists? Who knows where this room is? It's got to be somewhere near to D-Train's location. But unless I'm missing something obvious, unlike the CT's room, we have never set foot in this room before. Not in any of the co-op missions, and not in any of the proper maps either. It is a new place, made solely for the Premiere Game Mode's map selection screen. Isn't that nice? That's more effort than Valve put into their last operation. Where were the co-op missions, Valve?